Jim Kail, telecommunications firm CEO, and a passionate Christian. Christianity is reported to be in decline. Why?
Well, first of all, Christianity is not in decline. Christianity is as strong as it ever was from day one. It's what the problem is the culture is turning its back on God. We're drifting from the Christian principles that were very important at the start of this country. So I think this country's been blessed, obviously, because we've tried to be, for the most part, we've had good values and tried to stay true to these Christian principles. I think the real problem nowadays, there's so many distractions, and we've become numb to God's presence. We're really not in tune, so we have this numbness. So because we're numb, there's a tendency to think that God is, people question whether he exists, and if he does exist, is he out there somewhere, or is he passively looking on, if he even knows what's going on here? The reality is that God is right here, as he always was. It's not him who's moved, it's our culture, it's us who have moved away from him. Now, it was important enough on the dollar bill to say, "In God we trust." And that's what this country was founded on. That's why it's on our paper. If this was today's culture and we had to do this over again, you wouldn't find that inscripted on our notes. In fact, there's a push or movement to take that off. Now, if we truly believe this, if we truly trust in God as opposed to politicians, as opposed to ourselves, as opposed to our entertainment, if we truly take this to heart, it would turn this country around.
What's the best way to approach our problems?
That all of our blessings are coming from God. And when we turn our back on God, time and time again throughout history, it's clearly the countries, cultures, everything falls apart. Again, where our mistake is that we believe or we think, we act as though God is not here, he's not present. But every breath you take comes from him. It's coming from him. He's the source of life. And that's how real he is. And that's what we need to get more of a sense of that. And unfortunately, we'd hope it would never have to take another act like 9/11 or something more drastic to bring people back. But as I said, it takes the movement, as God's Spirit moves at different times, and you can see it. I mean, the revolutionary times, there was a spirit moving around, not just in the United States, but around the world. It was stirring the spirit up, and people were on fire. And that's what gave them that drive to do what they did, to sacrifice their treasure, their lives, put it all on the line because God was moving. And that is, God's always involved, but there are certain points in history where you really see it, and it really stands out. And I think a resurgence would take, God to start stirring up the spirit within people, so that they become on fire and start looking at things for what they are. What are we here for? Think about it. I mean, life is very serious, and we need to be. It's time we need to start acting as though it is serious, and at any moment. And then when you know that, then you start appreciating people. You start treating people and stop talking about trivial stuff. You start getting down into true, real conversations. We've been reduced as a culture that we talk a lot about just things that mean nothing.